What is up YouTube? Crafting Cars here, happy Tuesday. Now for today's video, we're gonna start off by going over all the little updates and changes I've made to the car since I seen you guys last Tuesday. And then we're gonna jump right into the footage I took from Monday, the day my buddy came over and we got this car started up for the first time this year. So that was really fun. I can't wait to show you guys the footage. So let's get right into it. So the first and probably most noticeable change we've made is now we have our intercooler and downpipe all fabbed up and installed on the car. So if you remember last video, we got everything tack welded and we took it over to a local welding shop. And yeah, they are all done now. So they did a fantastic job. Go ahead and check out the work they did there. Everything looks really nice. So yep, got everything hooked back up. It all fit perfect, just how I wanted. So we're looking good. I ended up getting my turbo blanket. I could get it to fit. So you could see I've got it kind of resting on there, and I had to cut the turbo blanket and put some staples in there to get it to work. You'll see why I had to do that before, because I tried tossing it on and it was kind of scrunched up there, and then I was having issues with the turbo blanket touching the manifold. We diagnosed that issue when we first started up. It's getting a little too close, and the outside of this turbo blanket specifically is only rated for 600 degrees. So yeah, I had to chop it up a little bit, but I do have a new turbo blanket on the way, and then eventually I'll be making a custom heat shield for this. And as you can see on my downpipe, I've got a special thermal wrap on there. I ordered it from like a trucking website. I think it was called 4-State Trucking. I always see people use the fiberglass wrap that kind of wraps around the downpipe, and it comes in those like the big rolls. But I wanted to try something new, so this is kind of a sleeve that just kind of slides over, and it's a little bit stretchy, and I'm surprised. It actually works really well. And the main reason I'm running that is to obviously keep the heat in the pipe, protect the paint on my hood, and protect the fluid inside my slave cylinder. You don't want that to boil. So yeah, that's I think pretty much everything on the front of the car, besides for small things like getting the vacuum lines routed. So I got my boost controller here. All the push lock lines are installed now. Oh yeah, I've got a TurboGuard filter, and I have a hydrophobic screen on top of that filter. And I got this off at InJake. Yeah, it was at InGen hydrophobic intake pre-filter. So I kind of modified that to fit there. So that's why that looks, red like that. So I got the radiator fans wired up. So since we have two heavy duty fans here, compared to the one stock fan, I decided to use the factory fan circuit to power a relay, and then use that relay to run larger gauge wires to my new fans. So I think I can show you that in the trunk here. That relay right there is the one that's in charge of the fans now. So good upgrade. I also got a freshly charged battery in there as well. Another thing I did, probably can't notice, is I took everything apart and then I replaced all my gaskets with the multi-layer steel gaskets. So I was running graphite gaskets before. I don't know what I did with them, but so yeah, now I got, so these are the gaskets I was running before. So now I have the multi-layered steel gaskets in there instead. They seem to hold up a lot better. So, and for fresh fluids, I went ahead and filled up the radiator and the rest of the cooling system with some just basic distilled water and some water wetter additive. And for oil, we're running Motol 10W40 performance oil. I know a lot of track Honda guys run this stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. Oh yeah, and then one other thing I did, since we had drained the gas tank the previous week, I went ahead and grabbed 5 gallons of fresh E85 from my local Quick Trip and filled up the tank with that. So I think that's all I got as far as updates. So yeah, I suppose now you can just sit back and enjoy the footage I took from our first start, or starts. Anything?
Oh, looks good here.
Alright, gonna go online here. Alright, I'm gonna try to override the radiator control. Let's see what that does. Both are working?
Yeah, both of them are on.
Are they pulling through the radiator?
Yep.
Sick. Alright, I'll bump that back up to 185, 187, 189. Okay, so now they won't come back on until 190. Alright, see what we can do here. So this guy right here, I forgot to put in. This is oxygen sensor for my wideband. So go ahead, screw that in and give her another go.
Hey, stop. You're leaking something here.
Just keep doing that until I see something drip here. Oh, I see one. All right, keep going. All right, here goes start number 3. Had to tighten up a couple of the AN fittings for our fuel lines, so hopefully we're good now. I think I hear an exhaust leak, so I gotta find that as well. Well, we found the first exhaust leak. It was coming out of our wastegate dump tube here. Turns out we were missing the valve seat, so went ahead, popped that back in there, and we'll go ahead and throw it back in the car. All right, so me and Bob got the wastegate hooked back up, and I'm glad he's here because that definitely took 4 hands. That was a pain in the ass. So yeah, here we go. I think this is start number 4 now. Yeah, start number 4. Hopefully there's no exhaust leaks this time. If there is, I'm sure it's gonna be that second V-band in. Temperatures climb up. It's going to get to be around, I think, 190 degrees I have it set to. That'll turn the radiator fans on. And yeah, air fuel ratio is sitting at 14.3 right now, so that's looking really good. Oil pressure is about 85 right now, which is about normal for how cold it is outside. Things are looking good. The hardest part about the initial startup and preventing overheating with the tuck radiator is bleeding the system. It's pretty tricky with those like AN, those braided lines. There's not a lot of flex in it, so it's pretty hard to get the bubbles out. So sometimes you gotta rev it up a little bit. But for now, we're just gonna wait till we get it nice and warm. Are we missing anything? What? Are we missing on the floor? We're leak free.
I wonder if the outside of your turbo blanket being up against your header like that, that's gonna melt because it starts to.
Yeah.
It looks like it's. I don't think the outside has thermal shit on it.
That's true. I never thought about that.
And that's right against that first.
Yeah, it's right against the header.
Yeah, it's melting.
Looks like it's melting a little bit.
It's melting on it. It's smoking a little bit.
I can stop. All right. Might as well shut it off.
Well, yeah, we should try this. Can you just pull that thing off?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Damn, I thought I could get away with using a turbo blanket.
Yeah. You're gonna have to make that custom shield.
Alright.
Well, I can smell the plastic now.
Yeah, I don't think the outside of these things are supposed to be. You're right. Alright, hopefully you guys can hear me. Things are going pretty smooth now, so the bleeding process, it's going a lot smoother with the PLM radiator compared to my old CSF tuck radiator. So that's nice. We've been holding 180 degrees for a good 10 minutes now, letting it idle. Air fuel ratio is looking good. I did have to re-upload the tune. I don't know if there was like a hole in the map or something, but every once in a while I would kind of lean out and run out of fuel, so I don't know what that was about, but she's running good now. As you can see, we're pretty locked in here. Things are looking good. Idle still sounds smooth. Everything coming out of the tailpipe is just vapor. Should be all right. Yeah, I think that's just what, yeah, that's not burning oil. We're good. And then, oh yeah, if you go down and check out the oil cooler, this is nice and warm, so that means that our sandwich plate totally worked. That's awesome. And then looking underneath the car, no drips or anything. See a little water on the ground over there just from splashing out of our coolant funnel, but man, everything's looking real good, real solid. Turns out that V-band's not leaking. The only exhaust leak we had was the wastegate, so yeah, pretty stoked. So we've reached 192 degrees. Radiator fans turned on. They're working good. That's awesome. This is working pretty good too. Oh, fans turned off. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, I can put my hand on this, no problem. 183. 183?
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
That's good right there.
Yeah, so it's kind of a busier engine bay now, but it looks like it's going to be a lot more functional with our new modifications we made over the winter, so wow. Good day.
All right, man.
Thanks again, yeah.
Yep, we'll see you at work tonight.
So there you have it, guys. We have a running Civic again. Now, I'll probably wait till tomorrow or Wednesday to take the car out on a test drive, and I'll go ahead and film the first test drive. And then Thursday at 3:30, we got to be at the dyno, so we're getting a retune after all our latest modifications. So looking forward to that, although it is going to be kind of a crappy day on Thursday, but it is what it is. We have our time slot and we got to make it. So yeah, another big thanks to Bob for helping me troubleshoot all the issues. It's really nice to have two people when you're doing your first start, especially when there's all the potential hazards in the engine bay. You're trying to avoid fires and mechanical failures and stuff like that. So very important, and I highly suggest you have two people when you're doing this stuff. Yeah, and then on top of that, he helped me bleed my brakes as well, so I'm good to go for my test driving and the dyno day. So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, so as far as channel updates, I'm getting all caught up on my Civic here, so pretty soon I'll be giving you guys the updates on the giveaways coming up. And yeah, big thanks to all of the new subscribers. For some reason, YouTube has started recommending our videos quite a bit more. I know my last couple videos just popped off for some reason, so that's really cool to see. Welcome, it's good to have you guys here. And yeah, so stay tuned for updates. I know Gideon's getting really close to spraying the engine bay on that RX-7. I'm sure we're just waiting for it to warm up outside. For some reason in Minnesota, it still decides to be like 40, 30 degrees. So yeah, can't wait for it to finally warm up. So, not only can we finish the body work on that car, but I got something to do on this one as well. So that's all I got for you today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.